You can beat inflation and secure your financial future in 2025. But how do you do it? In today's video, I'm going to tell you how investing in Bitcoin can help you in your finances. In my 21 years of investing, I've never been so convinced by an asset as I am with Bitcoin. I'm going to make things as simple and easy to understand as possible as we cover 1. Your risk tolerance and why volatility is good. 2. Why 2024 has been huge for Bitcoin. 3. We'll compare Bitcoin to the S&P 500. 4. How my Bitcoin conviction doubled my pension in just 6 months. 5. How to invest into Bitcoin. Here's a little tip if you're like me and you want to learn. Watch this video on 1.5 speed or even 2 speed. If there is anything you feel is worth remembering, you can take some notes. Now, before we start, I want to be open and honest. This video is only really for anyone who is interested in Bitcoin and crypto in general. But if you are on the fence, I implore you to give me a few minutes of your valuable time. Then, if you think I'm talking out of my ass, you can let me know in the comments below. And you can forget all about me and my little channel. Your risk tolerance and why volatility is a good thing. Let me give you an example of risk tolerance. Let us say you are 60 years old and you have £700,000. That's your retirement pot. And I would imagine you garden it with everything you've got. You will probably be low risk because you will want to preserve your wealth with safe assets like maybe property or index funds or even gold. Hopefully after this video, you'll also be thinking Bitcoin. On the other hand, if you are 20 and have £1,000 to your name, you can afford to go high risk. This is because you can afford to ride the ups and downs of the market. Basically, you've got time on your hands. With any investment, you simply need to understand your risk tolerance. I am high risk because I want to maximize my returns and I have time on my hands to ride the ups and downs of the market. You find your risk tolerance, by the way, with experience and education. Volatility is good for investors, in my opinion. Investors who are financially literate and who fully understand the risk involved. Higher volatility means higher risk, but it also offers the potential for higher returns. For those who can handle the risk, volatile markets can lead to better long-term gains. And this is exactly where I am. I want to get big returns, especially over the next 12 months in crypto. By the way, if you want to know how 0.1 Bitcoin can secure your financial future, see below for a video I published a few months ago. Why 2024 has been huge for Bitcoin. The SEC approved the Bitcoin ETFs in January 2024, and this was huge for crypto. This was like TradFi, traditional finance, acknowledging Bitcoin as an asset class, and the fact that digital gold is here to stay. The demand from institutions like BlackRock and Fidelity has been huge. According to the Financial Times, BlackRock's ETF has reached $10 billion faster than any US ETF in history, and BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust IBIT took less than 2 months to hit this milestone. This is the demand from one ETF. There were 11 approved back in January 2024. This level of demand from institutions and the continued rate of adoption are why I'm confident that Bitcoin gets to $1 million before the end of this decade. And this is just the demand from the West. There is a lot of interest from institutions in Hong Kong, China, South Korea, etc., etc. And that means a lot of capital that will be flown into Bitcoin, into the market and crypto in general. This is why the Bitcoin ETF approvals have changed the game. Next up, we have the Bitcoin halving. Halvings reduce the rate at which new coins are created and thus lower the available amount of new supply. Bitcoin last halved on April 19, 2024, resulting in a block reward of 3.125 Bitcoin instead of 6.25, or 450 Bitcoin tokens mined each day instead of the 900 pre-halving. Based on basic economics, supply and demand, you reduce the supply of Bitcoin and the demand remains the same or increases, then the price in theory should go up. This didn't really happen after the halving, and the price of Bitcoin and crypto in general went sideways from March to September. That being said, the price of Bitcoin over the last 12 months has went up by a huge 128% at the time of recording. There have been loads of positives for crypto over the last 12 months, but the most recent major news was the Fed reducing interest rates by 0.5 percentage point. This is huge and is seen by many as the first step of quantitative easing. QE is basically when the Fed reduce interest rates and introduce liquidity, or turn the money printers on, should I say. This is positive for assets like Bitcoin and crypto. The next major milestone is the US election, so keep your eyes on this one. After 6 months of sideways action, I'm still very bullish on the future of crypto. I'm expecting a huge pump at the end of this year and a few into next year. But even if this doesn't play out, I'm happy to zoom out and think long term. Basically, I want my money in assets like crypto, stocks, and property. I don't want to have too much sat in cash. Investing in Bitcoin or the S&P 500. I love index investing and it's my favorite way to invest. If you like the idea of a stress-free, set and forget way of investing, see below for a video that will tell you all about index investing. So I'm all for index investing and you can do this with the S&P 500. Historically, you could have achieved 10% returns on average over the last 100 years. And according to Kevo, this has been more like 15% over the last 5 years, which is huge. But Bitcoin is much higher at 45%. Yes, Bitcoin is much more volatile, but the returns make that volatility worth it, in my humble opinion. How my Bitcoin conviction doubled my pension in just 6 months. Let me take you back to October 2023. To get more exposure to Bitcoin, I sold some of my index funds within my SIP, self-invested personal pension, and bought MicroStrategy stock and Coinbase stock. I'm not going to go into the details of each stock. If you want to know more info about these two stocks, see below for a video that tells you everything you need to know. This was a big decision for me because, like I've already mentioned, I love index investing and it's genuinely my favorite way to invest because it's passive and stress-free. But my Bitcoin conviction was and is too strong, and I knew I needed more exposure to Bitcoin. All I will say is that within 6 months, these two stocks doubled the value of my pension. And this doesn't scratch the surface of what's actually possible in crypto. So buying certain stocks gives you exposure to crypto and Bitcoin. This might suit the investor who doesn't want to buy crypto on an exchange and doesn't want the hassle of storing their cryptos online or offline. I would say getting Coinbase stock gives you some exposure to Bitcoin, but more so by buying MicroStrategy stock. Just look at how much Bitcoin MicroStrategy have on their balance sheet. You're talking over 250,000 Bitcoins at the time of this video. How to invest in a Bitcoin. How do you invest in Bitcoin is a common question I get asked. So I'm going to do my very best to answer it as simply as possible, so you don't feel any overwhelm. In this step-by-step guide, you will find out the process of purchasing Bitcoin safely and securely. Step 1 is to research exchanges. This is really important as I've found out the hard way, or the painful way, should I say. If you had money on FTX, you will have probably been burned. And depending on how much money, this could have had a really bad impact on you financially and emotionally. Thankfully, I never used FTX, but I would say this was more luck than judgment. But I did get burned with Celsius. It's not ideal, but it is a lesson learned and highlights the importance of researching the exchange you decide to use. Before diving into crypto, it's essential to choose a reputable exchange. Research and compare different options based on their security measures, user-friendliness, fees, and available cryptos. Some popular exchanges include Coinbase, Binance, and Kraken. Step 2, sign up and account verification. Give this step the respect it deserves. Once you've decided on an exchange, visit their official website and sign up for an account. Provide the required information, including your email address and a strong password. After creating an account, complete any necessary verification steps to enhance security. This typically involves providing identification documents for KYC, know your customer, compliance, and set up two-factor authentication 2FA. A critical security measure is enabling 2FA on your exchange account. Basically, just try and make sure you make use of all the security features available to you on the exchange you decide to use. Step 3, fund your account before purchasing Bitcoin. You need to deposit funds into your exchange account. Go to the funds or wallet section of the exchange website and select the currency you want to deposit. Usually fiat currency like USD, Euro or GBP. Step 4, place an order. Now it's time to place an order to buy your Bitcoin. Decide between a market order or a limit order. With a market order, you buy Bitcoin at the current market price. A limit order allows you to set a specific price at which you want to purchase Bitcoin later on. Just try and keep it sensible and make sure it's money you're happy to lose. Well, not happy, comfortable, should I say. Step 5, securely store your Bitcoin. This is when it gets serious and is massively important. And if you're a total beginner, I think you should start with a small amount of money until you get really comfortable with crypto. After your order is executed, you now own the Bitcoin. However, keeping your digital assets secure is crucial. Consider transferring them to a private wallet which offers more control and security compared to an exchange. Research and choose a reliable wallet based on your desired level of accessibility and security. Many crypto investors scream about the importance of keeping your crypto on a cold wallet, as it's the safest way to go. I have the Trezor wallet and the Ledger wallet. This is going to be trial and error. If you decide on a cold wallet, fully research the product you go with. If you're not comfortable buying Bitcoin on an exchange, you can get exposure by buying certain stocks, as I've said, and you can get exposure to it with an ETF depending on what part of the world you actually live in. I've got exposure to Bitcoin, but not as much as I'd like, mainly because I've always been scared off by the price of Bitcoin. This was until 2022 when the penny finally dropped for me personally. All I would say is be open-minded. If you have appetite for risk and you can handle volatility, you might want to invest in a Bitcoin. And this might be a few $100s each month. This is going to get you really good returns and will secure your financial future. If you get an average 45% returns over the next few years, you're going to beat inflation. You're going to smash inflation. And this will help you to stay on the right side of the wealth equality gap and help you to secure your financial future. So the question is, have I been talking out my ass? Or do you believe, like me, that us investors can secure our financial future just by investing into Bitcoin? Let me know in the comments below what you think. Hopefully you've taken value from this little video and it helps you as a crypto investor. Hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Help me build the channel. Good luck with your crypto investing and hopefully me and you will make some really good profits over the next 12 to 18 months.